Welcome back to the Mayor's Update. We are here live on location at Caps Off.
How you doing, Mayor Joe? Location. We keep asking for other locations. We have a new location for next week.
We do.
We think. So we'll be able to get out. But this is Man About Town. We're here where the people are.
Yeah.
So this is perfect.
Out and about on a Wednesday. Love it.
It's Wednesday. Mayor's Update. We're ready.
And we should also mention, if there are, we've mentioned it before, I think over the past couple months, but if there are any other candidates that want to join us, they're welcome to. We've got 1 week left before the election.
Yes.
So fire me a message. Let me know you want to be on here. We're happy to discuss any of the things.
There are some that have, some that haven't. So that's, if we get any, we'll take any requests. We'll do our best, of course.
Yeah.
To talk about what's going on in St. Thomas. Remember, if you're on here, we'll get to ask you questions too.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So what was happening at council this week?
I have been ill. I had COVID, and so I did council from home last night. Stephanie is still positive. I've tested negative 3 times now, so I feel comfortable being out with people. But so it was a really hybrid council last night. Gary Clark was at home at his house. I was at home at mine. Lori was not feeling well, but she was at council. And so we got a lot done last night for a council meeting. There was 2 public meetings last night too. And nothing spectacular through council. We talked about what we can do from a normal housing point of view. We had 2 public meetings last night. One was on 11 Manitoba Street, which is an area in what we call the East Talbot area, and it's an industrial spot that wants to be turned into housing. So we said yes to it last night, but it needed a zoning change to do it. So we said yes to that. And then we had a public meeting about sewer and water last night too, the sewer and water rates. And nobody joined us. No, not one. And so you can, next year when you're complaining, and you can't complain about water rates or sewer rates in St. Thomas, we're in really good shape. It's a wonder we didn't have somebody phone in from our neighboring municipality and say, can we get these rates, please? Can we have these rates? Because Central Elgin doesn't have quite the same water
Not
rates.
quite the same.
No. So nobody did. So that's what we passed last night.
Very good.
It was a fairly short meeting considering 2 public meetings went with it. So.
We've got some really cool trivia questions in for this week as well from Councillor Steve Peters.
Well, when Steve brings us pictures, out of his collection.
So this is.
Can you see the picture? There's City Hall. Yes. Can you see my office? Yes, it's on there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first question for trivia for City Hall is, what year did City Hall officially open? And you get bonus points if you get the month as well.
Right. There'll be some bonus or our forever gratitude. Right?
That's right.
But you get your yes answer in if you can pick what year St. Thomas City Hall first opened, because it did go through a construction and reopening. Right? Not I was going to say not that long ago in my lifetime. So right.
And if you get into the draw is for an art print as well as $50 from Wendy's.
Yes, absolutely. And we have both. Right.
Absolutely. Right. And just a reminder too, if you have any questions, it's an open forum, so let us know.
Oh, please use our time. Please. I'm way better answering questions than I am coming up with things to talk about. I just did all of council in under 45 seconds, I think, last night. So, right. So please, if you got questions for what's going on in the community and when it's going on, please ask the questions. We're here to help.
The trivia question, we had an answer, but it's not quite right. So we're still waiting for an answer on that.
Okay.
Now we have some events coming up this week, don't we?
Well, there's a number of things going on this week. I know that it's the 10th year anniversary of CrossFit. I know that because I've been there. No.
I've seen you after you've been to CrossFit, and you look about 10 years older.
There is pictures, right? I am old and tired when it comes to working out. But
Yeah.
at my age, it's something I still want to do and should continue to do. So we will. So perfect. I think it's the 10th anniversary of the Roadhouse
That's what I heard.
in St. Thomas. So
Yeah.
to Sam and everyone else, way to go. Incredible. I'm going to try and make it by on Saturday to say hi. And who knows? There's always food there. So if you're me, do you go to CrossFit first and then the Roadhouse?
Because otherwise,
I'm probably not going to work the other way around, is it? You have poutine on your breath there, Preston. What are you doing working out here?
Well, I mean, also you're working out with those extra pounds, and you're probably putting on an extra 10 pounds after you go there. I mean, like, it's going to be that much harder.
For those of you that know Stephanie, the opposite is also true. She loves
Powerhouse.
her CrossFit. She really does, and she's in great shape. And she's not been well this week.
No.
Stephanie has COVID, and so we both have been working through this week, and I'm finding out with people, but she's still testing positive, so I'm leaving her at home. So if she's watching tonight, love you, dear. Lots of work, lots of fun being your nurse. No, it's been great. JoJo's taking care of her at home tonight while I'm out here with Grayden, and hope she's feeling better by the time this weekend comes around because we've got some things to do.
1 or 2.
Yes.
Lots of celebrations happening.
Well, and it's still an election. As much as voting has already started in this election, as of Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we've got lots more days yet of getting our news out there and the word out there.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to do that through this weekend.
So Mayor Joe, I have a business space in St. Thomas that I rent. I haven't got my PIN to vote. What do I do? How do I get a PIN to vote?
Well, you phone our city clerk's office tomorrow morning and say I'm a renter of a space here, and they will tell you what the rules are on how you can get because you pay rent in St. Thomas, how that can work.
Very good. Thank you.
I already voted Tuesday morning.
Because we have online voting now.
Well, sure. I went on my phone and dialed up and entered my birthday and my PIN.
Yeah.
And was finished 4 minutes later and said, thank you very much. What an easy way. In my lazy boy, I won't say I had a pair of track shorts and a T-shirt on. So, all right. But it was very convenient to do at home. And we ask you all, get on it. Go ahead.
And now Jess and I voted. We voted in Southold. She dropped our mail ballots to the township office, which is if you're in Southold, go to the township office and you can drop off your ballot there.
Well, I won't ask you whether it was for Grant or for Bubba, but good friends in Southold and in Central Elgin. And it's tough for someone in St. Thomas to pick. Right? Because we have a lot of good friends on each side of it.
It's very difficult. Elections in that kind of case are very hard.
Right. I love you all. I wish I could vote for you all and vote early, vote often, vote for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, April's asking for the link to vote. Where would the link to vote be found?
If you have your letter, certainly with your PIN on it. Yeah. I just went on there and dialed that number, but there's also a link. I think it's Simply Voting is the website that you go to. So if you have your letter, you're going to need your PIN and your birthday in order to link in. So if you don't have that letter yet, still time to get it. Make sure we call the city customer service 1-519-631-1680 extension 0 tomorrow and talk to them and say, I don't have my PIN letter yet, my personal identification letter. They'll make sure you get it. And then you can go ahead and vote. But it's all from online, on your phone, or on your computer in any way, shape, or form. And as I said, it took me almost no time at all on Tuesday morning to do so. And we have a lot of votes in already.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
All right. And Sharon Montgomery Anderson saying she already voted. Took about 5 minutes.
Yes.
It's about the same time zone.
Right. We can only hope that, one of your choices was the appropriate one, but that's a whole different thing. We love you either way. That's what the democracies are in this world. So, yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's the exciting thing. Like, we can vote for whoever we want.
Yeah,
we're free to do it, and we need to appreciate it.
That's a big thing about living in St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah,
one of the best places in the world to express your democracy. Right, and look, I get it. It's never unanimous.
Yeah.
Right. It is always going to be somebody thinks somebody else can do a better job.
Mhm.
Fantastic. That's what democracy does for
You
us.
want the best person out
Yep.
there doing the thing.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you, Wesley. He's got the link and he posted it.
Perfect. Hey, Wesley, you're the best. You know those things I said about you before? They're not true. They're just not true. Right.
Oh, man. All right. So we still have the trivia open.
Right.
Oh, wait. No, we don't.
Has someone given us the right answer?
Deb has got it.
Way to go, Deb.
Deb is in. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Deb, you're going into the pile of folks for the month of October,
Mhm.
right?
It's a big one.
And at the end, we'll let you know which you have won.
All right. And I'm going to pop in the next trivia question now.
There's more.
But wait.
Councillor Peters came by with a whole bunch of pictures today about things, history in St. Thomas. And we just love when he does.
Mm-hmm. This is a cool one. So what is the name of the bell in City Hall?
The name of the bell. The bell has a name. I learned that. Right.
I did not know that till today.
Yeah, there is a name for the bell at City Hall. And we're going to let that just sit there. The bell at City Hall has a name. Right.
I love it. And I am going to enter those names into my little draw app here.
Right. Grayden has the magic machine that mixes up everybody's name that is won. So it's there at the end of the month. We just have to push one button.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like voting electronically in St. Thomas.
And my favorite part is when people get double, like they get entered again. So Deb's entered again.
Right.
And like her name pops in again.
Right.
So now I can just copy and paste instead of having to type it all in.
Yes, that's not the same here in St. Thomas. You're not allowed to vote twice. Please, if you've received 2 voting letters, take your pick and do it once and live with that. That's the way that works, right? Yeah. Boy, it's noisy at Caps Off tonight.
It is. It's good to hear, you know. It's after being hidden away.
An audience.
Yeah.
Right? A live audience. Right?
But after being hidden away for about a couple months or a couple years, right. It's just nice to be out and about.
Oh, no, we've been, and we did the MPP luncheon today for the Chamber of Commerce at the Queso Station.
Yeah.
That hasn't been able to be done live for a couple of years, I believe. So to see both my friends Karen and Karen Vecchio and Rob Flack today and have them answer questions from the public and from the Chamber of Commerce.
What was your biggest takeaway?
I love them both, and I think they're both on the right track. I'd love to see Karen in government because she's an incredibly hardworking member of Parliament. I love what Rob's group is doing provincially and all of the things we can work on. It is a lot easier to do it from a government seat than from a non-government seat. So I thank Karen for all her hard work. It's been a lot of years now since she's been the member of Parliament and again renamed the shadow cabinet minister for women's issues and family issues. And so I congratulate her on that.
Yeah.
And she's doing a lot of work. And I know she has a live tonight also about redistribution. So if you're done with Mayor's Update by 7:00, that's a place that you can also go watch.
And is there any more happening on the redistribution? Because we've talked about it. Yes. Are they second guessing some of their ideas?
Well, no, at this point, they're still gathering those that are for and again. Right. And so we've a number have gone in now. A number of our reports have gone in. And the next section after Karen's conversation tonight with local and in my conversations with all of the mayors and all of the municipalities is we're all against it. And so we will now be doing live presentations at the end of this month.
Very good.
Yeah.
Tony Bendel says, "Hey guys, up in Berks Falls, dropped in to say hi. Good luck, Joe, for the upcoming election."
Well, thank you, Tony. And you can vote from Berks Falls in the St. Thomas election. It's incredible. You can vote from anywhere in the world. Tony, good to see you. And thank you for all your work, hard work over the last couple of weeks. Tony had a bunch of us out to one of the apartment buildings in town. And I know, Tony, always good to ask. I know you're in Berks Falls. I hope it's because your mom's doing well. Right? Yeah. So if she is, give her a hug for us, please.
Yep. Yes, you've been to a bunch of all candidates meetings.
Yes.
Any big questions or takeaways from there to share?
No, this isn't so far what I've seen from this election. It's not a change election. People aren't saying, "Oh, this is bad. We need to throw the bums out." It's more of a, "You're doing pretty good. Here's a couple things I might do different. Thank you very much." And there's a number of new council members running. Let's see what we get out of that group of 8 running for council. There's 16 running for 8 spots. Let's see what happens there. But I feel pretty good that the work that's been done over the last 4 years is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I want to
We've
give a
got a
shout
lot
out
done
to the housing plan that you put out. I reposted on established media, but it basically kind of outlines what the current council has done to address the issues that people are facing in terms of homelessness. And it also outlines what the plan is going forward on how you're going to make it so that, like, in St. Thomas, provided everything goes well,
we run into zero homeless.
You won't need a shelter because everyone who needs a home will have one.
Right.
That's pretty incredible.
Well, that's what Built for Zero was about. And if you read the article, and it's 4 pages long. It's long.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say it in any less words about how we're getting there. So we built the Rail City Lofts. We're building the Queen Street building. We have another building design past that. And as you all know, we own the building where the shelter is at 10 Princess. The full intent was to take that 10 Princess at the end of the run and turn it into supportive housing also, because we'll be on needing to shelter because we've housed everyone.
Yeah.
Right. With mental health supports and addiction supports in all of the buildings. So please, if you can read the article, it's on Facebook. I know Established Media has rerun it. I have it on mine and on my website. Please take a look. It's a long read, and so and you and I worried a bit about that. We said, okay, well, the fellows from St. Thomas Happenings might read the first 2 sentences.
You got to read it all.
Right, you have to read it all. It's
about how we're like a Lay's chip a bag or bag of chips.
Right.
Vote for Joe.
Yeah. Thanks, Rick.
Right. So anyway, I want to mention that because that's in terms of Established Media and working with you on the mayor's update over the past 4 years. That's the main question I get asked is people will notice.
Well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, geez, do I need to lay it all out every week?
So
I guess we do.
We have
been on Mayor's Update. We do, but we'll continue to do it. It is about being as transparent as we can on the work we're doing at City Council. And you mentioned Councillor Peters, who just threw here with a bunch of trivia questions. But
I love it.
While he's here, we talk about what else we can do at council and the other things we're working at. So I'm very pleased with the members that we've had at this council. But look, we have other municipalities coming to see how good St. Thomas is doing. That tells us something. You're right. There is issues across this world on homelessness, on addictions, on mental health. We need to continue to work on what we're working on here, but it will get better.
Absolutely. And as mentioned before, any candidate that wants to come on is welcome on. And we've got one more show until the election.
Before the election.
Yeah.
And then after the election, till the one after, we'll have a pretty good party.
I think so.
Yeah. So.
Yep. I love our community. I love all the candidates. I love that we're running this and we're doing a good job of it.
Right. And fill your boots. You got something to say, and I sure have heard from a lot, and I've been at a number of all candidates meetings, and I'm happy to hear those that think we're doing a good job, those that think we could do this job better. By all means, please share with us. That's what Mayor's Update has been about for the last 4 years. Funny, we haven't heard much of it until this year because it's an election year, but we've had every opportunity for everybody to join us each and every week to tell us what we could do different or better.
Yep.
We're happy to
They have.
Yeah.
And we listen and we get the answers we can.
Our general public does.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, it's been great. All right. So we don't have an answer on the name of the Bellin City Hall. So we're going to bring that. We're going to cycle that one back.
No, we'll use it. We'll use it over time because it's a hard one. I
don't think it's on Google. You can't Google that one.
Right.
All right. So, folks, if you have any other questions, let us know. Otherwise,
this is Mayor's Update. It's your forum to ask questions about what's going on in the community. Ask the hard questions of the mayor. and we'll be able to share them with you.
Mhm.
Right? We talked about the park out front here on Curtis Ave at
Yes.
Council on, and somebody also asked, can this become more of a downtown meeting place with the library here, the city hall here, and the new park that's happening on Curtis Street, and the new daycare center that's happening on St. Catharines?
Mhm.
Could Curtis Street be closed off from time to time, and maybe have us more of a town square?
Yeah.
And Jeff Brayer, developer parks and buildings, said, "What a great idea!" So it's something we're learning as we go too. What a
Yeah.
neat idea this could be.
It would be incredible.
Yeah.
And I really love how open the council has been to events, specifically Pinafore Park. Like if we look at how you bent over backwards to make sure that the different events, whether it's the Rail City Arts and Music Festival or the Summer Harvest Festival, happened.
Well, if you remember, 4 years ago, before the previous election, they had turned down Rib Fest in Pinafore Park. They had turned down using Pinafore Park for events like that. I just said, no. This is the heart of our community. A park like Pinafore, we need to use it. But then you and I remember an event 3 years ago where
I keep getting the memories. I love it.
Of the Raptors game,
Jurassic
on Moore
Park.
Street. Yep. All right. And in about 48 hours, Grayden and Sam from MyFM and 3 or 4 other of us just said, yes. Yes is the answer. We can do this, right? And some guys drove a long way to go pick up a big screen. Other of us,
Marty and I, all the way to Hamilton to get the screen big enough to show out there. And
and the
Matt
rest
from
of us
Century
went and
Sound.
found from Century
Got
Sound,
the audio.
set it up, and
Yeah.
setting up some chairs and getting the sausage guys so we had some food.
So we had food.
Right?
Yeah.
But these are the types of things that make a vibrant community. And one of the things we've been looking for is just a compassionate community and a thriving community and a vibrant community. And those are the types of events we need to have. Yes.
All right, we got a question in from Maggie Underhill. When will lighting be installed on the path from Wellington to Palm, like Chester to Elm?
We have some difficulty on lighting some of the areas because they have to be solar installed lighting. There's no wires in the ground. And so in talking we got this first bit done this year to see how it would go, and I'm more than pleased with the lighting. We have to also, in each area that is done that adds new lighting to trails, certainly speak to the housing that is backed onto the trail, because this would be lighting that's on out all the time out in their backyard. And so, will this work? What do we do?
Yeah.
What's the lumens and how we can do it? It is our intent to put lighting on a lot more of our trails, specifically the darker of the trails.
Yep.
Happy with what we got done this year.
I'm very impressed. I take my car into Sunset Auto to get it tuned up, looked at, and so I dropped it off. And my bike in the back. I just pulled my bike out. I took the trail all the way from Sunset Auto, which is over by Parkside, right to my studio along the path.
Right.
I felt so safe.
Yeah. That piece where the ravine is there was really quite dark and hard to walk. And we live now near there. And the number of people using that trail is incredible. So putting that lighting across the ravine part way better.
Yeah,
way better.
No, it's just incredible. Adam Montgomery says he's got a question about the crosswalk that used to be out in front of Pinafore Park on Elm Street, closer to Almena Street. Whatever happened to it?
When the widening happened on Elm Street, that was taken out because now we've added both bike lanes on either side and the 2 lanes of traffic. It was felt that it wasn't as needed. Certainly we'll entertain the conversation. Do we need where would the crosswalk be best? Is it better at Almena or is it better right at the opening to Pinafore Park? And with what we're looking at along Wilson Street and the new buildings and stuff that may go there, it may be better right in front of the park, that the park actually has the crosswalk. So Adam, let me continue to look at that as we look forward to what we may build.
And Sean Dyke says, this council has been incredibly supportive of the new and unique ideas we have. Makes our job so much easier at the EDC. And that's Economic Development Corporation of St. Thompson. Sean's amazing. Does a lot of great stuff.
Talk
for our
about doing
community.
the heavy lifting in this community. The mayor comes up with a vision, and EDC has to go out and try and sell it. And so
Yeah.
some of the things we've been doing, like the accumulation of land for industrial, but also with the Small Business Enterprise Center,
Yeah.
his group is just top notch in our community, and
incredible.
we'll take it. Yeah.
I've worked with the Small Business Enterprise Center as a business. Well, they've worked with me, actually. I've gone in, and
Yes.
for free, they will give you business advice,
Of course.
invaluable,
That's what it's about.
and help you get grants as well.
Municipalities should be doing that for their businesses.
Mhm.
Each small business starts off as one person with a great idea and often turns into 10 employees.
Yep.
So perfect.
No, it was incredible. And they just ran the Bridges to Better Business event.
Oh.
We've talked about it multiple times throughout, but I got to take the pictures there, and it was just fantastic.
What a fun night it was. First of all, it's been the middle of a campaign, so you're always going, go, go, go.
Yeah.
But the Small Business Enterprise Center and what they did with Bridges to Better Business, with the Raptors super fan, and it was not what you would think. I loved his conversation with us, because it was about what a small business person coming to this community with no money in his pocket did to become fairly well off, so he could be the Raptors super fan and help a lot of kids and do a great job. So that was perfect. And
I
then
believe
there was the drumming thing.
Oh, the drumming.
Oh,
Drum Cafe.
yeah.
Everyone was drumming. The pictures of that are my
Right.
favorite.
I woke up the next morning and said, why are my hands tingling? Right? And we were drumming for like hours.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. No, it was phenomenal. And I mean, it also goes back to COVID, because I believe they booked him in after, the Raptors had won.
Right.
And they booked him in, and then COVID hit, and all of a sudden he's, we're pushing this off by multiple years to have him here.
Right.
But it's crazy.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was great to get back together with a whole pile of small business food vendors in our community. You couldn't do better than wander through the small business food area.
Honestly, for the price of the ticket and the amount of food you got, plus the entertainment,
right?
Let alone being able to celebrate the people in your community.
Yes,
it's phenomenal.
Yes,
just phenomenal.
I agree.
And also, if you're following established media, and I recommend that everybody follow and like established media, then you would have got a sneak peek at all the photos, because I posted them before I was notified that they want to do a slower rollout of all the photos.
Wow.
So if you were there,
I was there, and I was drumming, and I know you took a picture. So
I've got the pictures. So you would have had a sneak peek on established media of all the amazing photos that are going to be rolled out over the next little while.
Right. Look, if you're cool with the thriving St. Thomas that we've been talking about, the type of events, the type of things you can do, the neat things we saw this year with the St. Thomas Arts and Music Festival and the Harvest Fest, then say yes. Just say yes. We want to do way more of that. We think St. Thomas is a far better place to do that type of thing.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. We got a question in from Adam Cousins. He says, my apologies if this has been asked before, but is there any reason that St. Thomas doesn't utilize wards for city council?
Yes, it's been asked about. There was a time a dozen or 20 years ago where we did have wards.
Yes.
Right. And so we the council of the day decided not to. It was a small enough community. We thought we could run everyone citywide. My personal opinion is we should have wards. And in this council, the next council, should I still be mayor? When we come back, we'll talk about it again. It is a great way for someone to enter politics for the first time, is to take a small area of a community, be vibrant in that community, like the Locks area, for example, where we had the outdoor skating rink last year. If you're the person get out there and be part of your community, it's a lot easier to do it. It's a lot harder to make everyone run citywide. Now with a community of 45,000 going on 50,000, it's very hard to get out there and get your message out to everyone.
All right. April is saying a survey crew was on Elysian and Penn Warden Street. Is the street really going to be done?
What's that? Which street?
Elysian and Penn Warden.
I'll tell you, you know more than I. If you've seen a survey crew out there, we're looking at whether that's one of next year's projects or not. I can go on the City Hall website right now and look up those streets. and see whether they're set for next year or the year after. We know that Talbot Street was one of the streets set aside, and we're still working with the downtown merchants. Do we want to wait another year? Do we want to go ahead and do it? So there's a question at the DDB last week about that. Look, we'll do in the downtown where the merchants think it's now time, but you can check on stthomas.ca and go to our engineering department, and they'll tell you what streets are being done next.
I've got a question now, because when I was riding my bike the other day on the path, I was going by the armories, and there was this vertical green post, and water was just spurting out of it like crazy.
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
No. I call it a sprinkler. We used to run through those when we were children.
It looked like a city, like
we have been venting this time of year. We go around and we vent all of the fire hydrants as a way of cleaning them out. And we do them all, and it brings a better water quality through all our water to do that.
So that's what it was, probably.
If that was a water hydrant doing that, yes.
It didn't look like a regular water hydrant.
Well, there may be some attachment or something they put on. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay. Maggie Underhill is asking, when will the Pinafore Park sign be put back out front?
Somebody else has asked me about Pinafore Park. Used to have a sign out front so people would know when they're at Pinafore Park. I don't think there's very many people in St. Thomas don't know where Pinafore Park is. And as you know, there's some construction going on right now with the mini golf course, right? And I think when that's done, we'll look at what's left out front of Pinafore Park and decide where and when we could put a sign up.
It took me a while to notice it was gone.
Yeah, I think it was somebody on here one night that said to us, "Hey, where's the Pinafore Park sign gone?" And I had to go look to see that it wasn't there. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you. We probably should advertise our best park.
Or then again, it's a secret.
Don't tell anybody. Don't go there.
Right? Yeah. All ours. All right. April is saying, when are they going to be done? As a follow-up question, and that's to check in with the City Works Department.
Yes.
Okay. Beth Douglas.
Yeah, we're scrambling to finish most of the construction projects on Forest Ave, on 3rd Ave. I asked about the 3rd Ave. I think Margaret asked me a week ago. I asked, and I don't have an answer back yet, but when I drove by there putting up some signs this week, it looks like it's coming along as nicely as it can, and we need to get it finished.
And Beth Douglas says, I've lived in St. Thomas a number of years now. I live in the West End, in the area that has had some ongoing issues, and have had a growing negative view of my little town. I started watching Mayor's Update and have surprised myself to see my view has changed. Thanks, Joe, for your enthusiasm, which has motivated me to start pushing myself to learn and participate more in the things going on in St. Thomas. Right. I wish more people would watch Mayor's Update. Thank you, Beth.
Well, thank you for that. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Is we'll tell you what we're doing to move forward.
Yeah.
Is it always going to be to completion? No, we've got some projects that are going to take us the next year or 18 months to finish, whether it's homeless or mental health or addictions problem. But we'll continue to do it. And thank you for pointing out how much better your community can be.
Absolutely. And Candace Deepin is saying, just an idea, movie night in the streets like we did for the Raptors game. Such a fun time.
Oh,
so we could host. I mean, and this park would be perfect for it. We could host like a movie night.
Well, of course, and you know what? We held movie night in Pinafore Park and music nights in Pinafore Park. Before the pandemic, we could do that anywhere. So yes,
I love it. We did.
Do you know the name of the bell?
No.
That's one.
Good try.
Big Ben was a good answer. Right, but
do you want to ask the audience?
Yeah, yes.
They can't hear you, I don't think.
I just like being on here. I'm gonna run for mayor just so I can be on Mayor's Update. Anyway, I want to know if you guys know in what year did Columbus sail the ocean blue?
We'll look for the answers on that because I know most.
I'm not sure what you win.
Learned it in
a
school.
High five. Come by. I'll give you a high five.
Right. We'll throw you in the trivia.
Yes.
There you go. All right. No, the bell is not called Hugh. The first part of the name is Big, though.
Okay, Big.
We'll give you that hint.
Right.
Okay. April's asking, if you have time, Joe, drive down Penwarden Street and see how terrible it is.
Okay. And as I've shared before, a lot of times the surface of a street can be really not as good as we'd like it to be. But the water and sewer underneath it are not yet capable of being replaced or need of being replaced. And so the minute we went and repaved your street, and then 3 years from now dug it up to go get the water and sewers, you'd be the first on here to tell us, and rightfully so, why did you just pave my street and then came and ripped it up? So some of it has to do with getting things back in the right order so that we're replacing all the water and sewers where we need to replace it, and then putting a very beautiful coat of pavement on top of it. And there are a few streets in town that need both, and a lot of streets in town that need the pavement, and we're not prepared to do it till we're ready to dig up. Like Talbot Street, for example, it's not so bad. But boy, the water and sewer underneath it are really at critical spots, so we have to do them.
Yep. And Beth Douglas has won the final trivia of the night, which is when did Columbus sail the ocean blue?
Oh, yes.
Which is 1492.
Well, excellent.
But in seconds. She won it by seconds. Followed up by Sue Margetts and Candice Van Diepen.
Well, look at them all. They've been paying attention.
I love it. And no, it is not Big Hugh or Big Jumbo or Big Bertha.
No, but it's big something.
Oh, it's big, all right.
And we're going to leave that. So if it carries over for a couple of shows, we'll have Councillor Peters on to give us the real answer at the end.
Exactly.
Right? This is one of his questions.
And Councillor Peters has messaged me to let us know that we have not had wards here since 1900.
I knew that we did have them, but yes, it's been a while.
It was 6 wards plus a mayor back then.
Wow.
It's not Big Richard either.
No.
But I wish it was. I understand what you're saying, says April, but I'm not 99% sure it all needs to be done. 24 years in this area.
Okay, well then look, I can't open my computer right now to share with you when those streets are on the list. But please go to stthomas.ca and look it up. It's all there. The next 10 years worth of streetscape. When we'll do pavement, when we'll do what on what streets. So I will tell you that in the last 4 years, this council has added $500,000 a year. So $2 million over the 4 years in increased capital expenditures of pavement, sidewalks, sewer, and water. So we'll continue to do that going into the future. That lets us get ahead of where we need to be.
And you bet, April. You're very welcome. Anybody else has any questions before we wrap up? Let us know.
Please.
And one more show.
It's been an exciting place here. One more show before the election, and then many after, we hope.
Yeah,
4 more years.
Fingers
4
crossed.
more years. No, that's okay. I'm not supposed to chant that. We're okay.
Well, thanks. This really heated up in questions at the end there.
We ended up with a lot of questions when we started kind of slow tonight. So, Grayden, thank you for being on here with us, and thank you for sharing Mayor's update with the group in an open forum where we can discuss St. Thomas.
And please let everyone know about it.
Yes.
All right. Have a great night, guys. Cheers.
I miss you already.